All right, so Hikey did start already, but then it wasn't showing the cards at all, so I had to flip the camera and then position it. Anyways, doesn't matter. I had to record and then I had to start over. So here we are. I already pulled some cards. This is a weekly reading, so from this Tuesday up until next Tuesday. And yeah, so we're just gonna hop into this. So we have stop looking for love in the trash. This is letting us know stop going back to old habits, stop going back to old people, enforce your boundaries, actually set out in to accomplish your desires and your wants, but also speaking up for yourself with the love that you need in all aspects of relationships. That you currently have, whether that be platonic, romantic, family, chosen family, job, career, any of that. Make sure that you are speaking up so that way you aren't looking for love in the trash and or continuously putting yourself in a situation where you feel like that is all that is offered or all that you're worthy of in any situation. And that comes with looking a little bit more into self, a little bit more shadow work, a little bit more diving into actual true wants and desires. Excuse me. Then we have major wins coming in. So if we are doing our healing, if we are doing our shadow work, if we are reinforcing our boundaries, if we are speaking up for ourselves, if we are actually listening to ourselves and taking the time that we need, there is an opportunity for major wins to come in, because we have again cleared out space, cleared out clutter, and essentially did spring cleaning, not only for our personal environment, meaning the outside perspective of it with other people, but also internally inside our home, inside of ourselves, allows more wins to come in, more peace, more abundance, more wealth, more long-lasting friendships and connections that are intimate, and allowing that to actually be there for you, more careers that are actually sustainable, that has an actual balance, that actually gives you what you need and require to actually live life and not just work. We have final verdict, choose wisely, and this comes with these decisions. Am I going to continue to do the same thing, or am I going to choose something different? When I had originally opened it in the first recording, it said going in circles and plan is needed for action is taken. So this is letting us know that we need to again understand what it is that I'm doing, where I'm going back to the trash or looking in the trash or feeling like that is all that I'm worthy of, or am I clearing out space, setting boundaries, speaking up, and doing what needs to be done in order to actually get what I actually truly desire for my life. And that comes with an actual choosing wisely, is taking past lessons, taking past situations and learning from them. That way you can use them in an intellectual way, in a knowledgeable way that is wise for your life, right? Then we have new love on the horizon. This again can be within career, this can be within your life, in all aspects of relationships, again, family, chosen family, friends, a new lover, an animal can come in, self-love, self-guidance, things of that sort, a new connection with an ancestor, anything. So new love is on the horizon, and that realization that as soon as I start releasing things that I recognize that I'm just feeding myself is not right, the more that I can have major wins and major aspects, right? We have dropped the facade. So stop living in a state of so far delusion that you're not actually living your life in a way that is balanced. And what I mean by that is not using delusion in a way of like, it'll be good, it'll be great, my life is fine, and I'm working towards it, and this is what I'm doing. So using that delusion to sometimes just push yourself versus just like not actually looking at what is happening in your life that is into that point of so far so delusional. So drop the facade, stop lying to yourself about what's going on, about what you're feeling, stop lying to yourself. And the reading that I did yesterday on my podcast, that's what it was talking about. It was me talking about my healing work, and I was more like someone than I cared to admit. In that sense, and it was a matter of like drop the facade of what you are trying to portray yourself as and what is actually going on. Take a little bit more and recognize what you actually want and what you're settling for. Take a closer look at what you're doing to your life and what you're saying that you actually want to happen and how they're not correlating. So drop the facade of what you're putting onto yourself, because now you are creating this life that is abundantly full of fakeness, non-truth, not actual expression, which causes fear, anxiety, doubt, and things of that sort. So allow that to get into that center of dropping what it is that is holding you down. Right? The next card that we have is feelings do not equate facts. So again, don't be so far into the delusion that you're not actually looking at the reality in the sense of the situation. Yes, you are feeling this way, but what is the actual facts? What is happening? What is going on? I'm sorry, my throat is just, whew. That's good. That's really fucking good. So feelings do not equate facts. Just because you feel this way so strongly, so deeply, so compelledly, does that mean that that is the actual true reality of a situation, right? And it's not to say that your feelings are invalid, but you don't want to use that as your driving force to make a decision that wasn't based in reality, but based solely on emotion. And emotion is fleeting, emotion is changing, emotion is new directional based on perspective and things of that sort. So we want to make sure that we're making lasting decisions in our lives that allows us to make sure that this is chose in a wisely, factored in a wise decision. So that way it does not equate facts. It's not saying that it's invalid. It's just saying that this does not equal facts. Take in your feelings, understand them, and now let's take a reason and balance it with this, what's actually happening for our life, okay? Anything else, Spirit, that you got for us? Oh, sorry. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit, that you got for us? If it comes out, it comes out. Anything else, Spirit, that you got? My hands be sometimes getting low. Jeez Louise. What did I say? I said I'll open the deck to these two. Going in circles and strategy is needed before action is taken. And and going in circles. So again, we want to make sure that we are not going in circles with what we're looking for, what we actually truly desire, what we truly love, what we are looking for in our love and expecting from it. We don't want to go in circles. We want to make sure that when there is a new love on the horizon, that we can see it clearly, flatly, plain. I see it straight across. That's what a horizon is. But if we're looking through the trash, we're looking down. We're not even looking up to see the true perspective of something new that is around the corner that is for us. So don't go in circles with the job. Don't go in circles with the relationship. Don't go in circles with friendships. Don't go in circles with yourself. And just realize that stop looking here. Stop doing this, because that's exactly what's happening, and do this. Then we have major wins coming in, but then we have that strategy needed before action is taken. Again, that realization of what am I going to do? Am I going to allow major wins to come in and change cycles, or continue on already enforcing them and boundaries, or what I planned, actually sticking to what I planned? Strategy is needed before action is taken. And that is not to give you an excuse to not move because you don't feel like that you can actually strategize for your life. No, if you don't feel like you have a strategy for your life, for the action that you want to take, then start digging deeper into why you feel like you can't take action in the first place for your life, but you're okay with looking through the trash and you know that you don't want it in the first place. So take the recognition of, I don't want this, but I know I don't want this. So what do I want? Instead of using it as an excuse, like, I don't know what I want, so I'll just take this. No, you know you don't want this. You know you want this. So let's merge that gap and create a strategy. And sometimes, again, that is just a matter of, why don't I feel like I can make a plan for my life? Why do I feel like I have no purpose? Sometimes I'll be like, what do I want to do with my life truly? Without taking in, oh, this is what other people do, and not even a sense of like not getting ideas, but in a matter of, does it actually work for me? And then when you realize that isn't working for me, you start to realize what you do want to work for you, what you do want to go towards, what you do want to have, and what, again, you no longer want to go in circles about or settle for or just take on. So again, strategy is needed before action is taken. And sometimes that strategy is just talking to yourself. what in order to do, you have to drop the facade. You have to see the true reality of the situation, right? You have to understand exactly what's going on and not lie to yourself anymore, and just tell the truth and be blunt and straightforward. Like, damn, this is what's happening. And not in a way to get down on yourself, but in a way to have a conversation with yourself and talk to yourself. Like, this is what's going on. Well, why is it going on? Why did that happen? Well, because we did this. We did do that. I don't know why we did that. Well, maybe because we saw that we was from that away and we felt this way. It's not crazy because you're diving deeper into yourself, especially bridging that gap of always feeling like you have to rely on someone to have a conversation with. And I'm not saying to eliminate that, but sometimes if you're not even having an internal conversation with yourself, it's hard to choose something wisely. It is hard to choose yourself. It is hard to choose your desires. It is hard to choose your needs and the necessity of it. And that's when we have to realize that they don't care. Move on. And that's that realization of, are there people in my life? Is it a job? Is it a family member? Is it a friend? Is it a lover? Is it anything? Is it a student? Is it a teacher? Is it a like, we have to realize that they don't care about what I actually want, what I truly desire, and what I need to the extent that I actually need it, into the action that I need taken forward. And I need to realize that my feelings do not equate fact. If they don't care, that means that we already need to take feelings out of the situation, which reminds me of the reading that we got yesterday, don't take everything personal. And that also helps us to choose something wisely with a strong foundation that is not based on the fleeting feeling of they don't care. Whether they used to care and they no longer do, whether they never cared, whether they didn't even know you in the first place to care or not, you have to allow yourself to move on and to move forward, to plan something that is in a deep interaction of self, right? We have ancestors displeased. And a lot of times we see that we get a little nervous, but sometimes it could just be not having an altar. It could be not talking to them. It could be not being understanding of yourself. It's not taking time and moments for yourself. It's not taking time and moments with them. But it comes with, again, having that innate understanding of why they're displeased, of what's happening, what's going on. Like, for example, for me, let's relate to this. I know that they're displeased with me in the way that I have been sometimes repeating cycles of doubting myself. And it's just like, hold up. Or sometimes when I'm in healing, which I am currently doing, which I feel like we are always doing, but not also always doing, that's a different conversation. And it's this realization of me not giving myself grace and patience enough to go through the healing, to recognize that I'm hurt and or have been hurt, and to push that forward in my mind of recognizing I don't want to go in circles. I have to realize that they don't care. I need to move on. And that is displeasing my ancestors, to realize that I am not asking for more, but I'm also not doing more for my life. I'm not speaking up for myself. I'm not setting boundaries. I'm not actually writing down even my desires and passions, so that at least you have a mindset of it. I'm not speaking to myself or the people around me. And it's just certain things that can be displeasant. But again, you have to have a true relationship, because the reason my ancestors are displeased with me may not be the same reason that they are with you. But in all honesty, it starts with communication, talking, a conversation, an actual place for them to converse with you. Make your whole home your altar, which in all sense, that is what mine says become and is. And it's just a matter of, okay, let us convene and just start speaking out loud. And shutting the fuck up, that also comes with the conversation as well. Okay? Alright, let's see. Final messages. Final messages. Ooh, final messages. Final messages, Spirit. Oh. 4, I've been seeing that number like crazy. I've been seeing that number like crazy. You guys have no idea how. I've been seeing the number of like, okay. All right, so the last kind of messages that we have are throat punch. And that's probably why my throat is feeling the way it has been feeling, because I have, like I said, in a simple way of, I have not been giving myself grace and patience. I haven't been really allowing myself to have that and focusing on the healing in a way that is comforting. in a way that's not in the light of that sense, and in a way that I also have been doubting myself. So, and it's like, hey, if you're going to be speaking to yourself in this way, or talking about yourself, thinking about yourself in this way, it's a throat punch. So if you're noticing that your throat is starting to hurt, that anything is going wrong with your mouth or any sense of that sort, or you're just like, damn, something is happening, I don't know, I can't speak, or it's dry consistently, or anything and that's off normal involving that, which is crazy because the first perfume that I picked up was throat, the expression, the throat chakra, so throat punch. So take that as a message, as realizing that I need to be more vocal. I need to start speaking up for myself, but also speaking to myself nice and kindly, and which is also another one that we got. We got fire and desire with that 444, which means we are grounded and protected, and that we are led in a path. We just have to trust in ourselves and have that momentum go towards something that we actually have the fire and desire and passion for, continuously moving forward and having that growth, right? And that we are protected, that our angels and our guides, ancestors, universe, whomever is surrounding us and leading us, and they're shining a light, and they're happy, and they're ready to go. We just need to actually recognize that and stop hindering ourselves so deeply. Then we have dead ending, that you're stronger than you know. So again, no doubt, adding to that self-reflection. Don't, again, make an excuse if you feel like you don't know what you want to do. You are stronger than you know. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly what you need. Take that as a realization for that, and realize that anything else is a dead end, and it's going to lead you right back into going into circles. So recognize that you are stronger than you know. And sometimes it doesn't have to be mentally. Be strong enough to ask for help. Be strong enough to ask for guidance. Be strong enough to ask for reassurance. Be strong enough, that is also strength, to realize that I need rest. I need a moment. And that I'm strong enough to still continue forward. I'm strong enough to still plan things. I'm strong enough to still allow myself to choose and have that abundance come in. That is the strength. And I don't want to go in a dead end. What time we at? Okay. We're doing good on time. So that is what they are trying to tell us, what they are trying to let us know, and what is currently happening in our lives. And for this week, start speaking up, start setting boundaries, start writing down in a journal just random shit, or just start speaking out loud or recording yourself, anything of that sort. But recognize that what you're settling for, what you feel like you got or won, that you have to coerce or beg for, things of that sort. No, you don't need to beg for things that you know is for you. You don't have to. You don't have to plead. You don't have to. It's not confusion. There's no questioning. So if you feel like you are, just take a moment. Take a step back and strategize. Ooh. Spirit, what emotion are we feeling for the week? What emotion are we feeling for the week? We got fearful, which is a physical emotion. So something that can overtake the body, paralyze it, make you not want to move, make you not want to think, make you not want to dive in. I do read these on my actual podcast if you want to hear the reading of fearful and how it affects your life. Yeah. But fearful is a physical emotion that hinders you. But I will tell you that you can use some fluorite, some green calcite, and leopardite. All right. What other emotion will be feeling this week, Spirit? Up until next Tuesday, what other emotion or mood? You frustrated, which is an energetic and transformational flow. Energetic and transformational flow is the energy that we are charging up in a sense the energy that we currently have, and it's transforming our outside look, our outside view. And right now that is frustration. That can be what is causing the fears, that we're frustrated with something that we feel like we can't change, something that we feel like we can't have, or current certain situations and circumstances that are currently happening in our life, and we're frustrated with it, we're irritated with it, and so we're acting out in a way that is fearful. And sometimes we don't feel like frustration can lead to fear, but it can, because you're so irritated that you don't want it to happen again, that you're afraid to taking further steps. And sometimes when people think about certain things, they get irritated and not sad or melancholy or down. They get frustrated because they feel like they could have changed the situation, they could have did this with this situation, or the situation is not again going how they feel like they want it to go. So that causes fear, cease of action, cease of feeling like there is emotion, or putting all your emotions into it to the point where you are so afraid that you don't do much. I have no idea why it went dim on me. What happened? What's going on? Okay, I don't know. But yeah, frustrated. What's the percentage? That's why my phone is on 15%. I'm gonna pause you. Okay, sorry if it's a little cricket, but it's plugged in and we get to go now. Okay. Battery too low to use, bitch. My phone. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. We'll just turn you up. But frustrated, and sometimes that leads to fear. So you want to make sure, including myself, that I check that. So we're feeling more irritable. We're feeling more just agitated, where we're just waking up in like a bad mood or a draining mood, or just not ready for the day as soon as we wake up. And we're just a matter of like taking a look into our life and what's happening. And sometimes that can lead to fear, or the fear is causing frustration because we're like, damn, I'm so afraid, I can't do this, I can't do that. Where's that fear coming from? We have mournful, which is an intuitive emotion. So this is with a loss of something, a loss of a situation, loss of what happened. And again, it's that matter of sometimes we're so used to something that when we have to say goodbye to it, set a stronger boundary, communicate more, or actually admit things to ourselves, like with the reading yesterday, it's a matter of mourning something that once was there that no longer is. So if we're no longer looking in the trash, that can be mourning somebody that we have to know. Somebody that we know we have to cut off, or it can be somebody that we know we have to set boundaries with and that we might lose, or might not have as close as a relationship as we thought we had in the first place. It can be wanting to lose a job, lost a job, or quitting a job, and just a matter of mourning what was income, what was stability, what was, you was like, okay, this is it. It can be mourning your own habits, your own thought patterns of how you healed yourself, or things of that sort. So mournful as an intuitive emotion sometimes is what we're feeling so innately, and how we're guiding ourselves, because our intuition is our gut, it's our first brain. So it is a matter of us admitting and recognizing that I lost something. I lost this way of thinking, perspective, and so forth. So dealing with that. I forgot to say the feelings to help the crystals help with frustrated is aquamarine, dog tooth malachite, and amethyst. And then the ones for mournful are rose quartz, aquamarine, emerald, and pink halite or halite. But these are some of the emotions that we may be experiencing, especially with dealing with, like I said, that essentially spring cleaning of the mind, body, soul, and spirit, and going from there and recognizing that we don't want to feel these emotions. We want something different. Spirit, what? Excuse me. I hate my cards are not flipping the right way so I can shuffle it, but it's all me. Oh my goodness. Spirit, what emotion do we want to feel this week? What emotion are we looking to feel this week? What emotion are we looking to feel this week, Spirit? Ooh. Joyful, sorrowful. What other emotion are we looking to feel this week, Spirit? Just one more. What emotion are we looking to feel this week? All right. So we have joyful, as all these are intuitive emotions. So again, the first brain is mourning some loss, and that may come out in certain ways. But with the loss of something, like I said, those major winds are coming in. It's going to need more room. So we're going to read sorrowful first. So sorrow is an intuitive emotion, but sometimes it can be rooted in a feeling of being on the outside, something of feeling of being on the loss of something, on the exclusion of something. But with mourning, there comes sorrow for that loss. It's like a stage. First, I'm mourning it, now I feel sorrow for it. But it's a matter of, these are the feelings I want to feel, because that means that healing is progressing and I'm able to admit to myself. And this is also showing that I'm on the right path, because I am feeling sorrowful about the situation. I'm mourned it, now I'm feeling sorrowful. I'm feeling it in my stomach. But it's a matter of me realizing, damn, I did make the right decision. This is something right for me to do, versus me feeling that same emotion continuously. The next one that we have is loving, something that we want, and again, that we want to possess. It's a need for all humans to have. That is a universal emotion and a feeling, and it energizes us, and it fills us up. As it says in my other cards, it is the blueprint. It is what we strive for. We want to love our job. We want to love our community. We want to love ourselves. We want to love our home. We want to love the life that we're living. Loving is what drives us. It is our first brain. It's that intuitive emotion. It's our gut feeling. It's instinctual. But again, we want to also make sure that feelings do not equate facts. But we also want, again, to understand our emotions and make logical decisions off of them. So not neglecting them, not saying that they don't matter, not undermining them, but realizing that there has to be a balance with what I want to feel and need to feel versus what I am also currently feeling and how I need to act for the future, right? The last one that we have, and of course I will read the crystals, the last one that we have is joyful. Again, that is just freedom of expression, freedom of life. Joy is actually just being so serene in the current state that you have, that it's just elation, it is power, it is so immensely felt that you want to continuously going after it. It is the earthly high. It is joy. It is something that pulls us to something that we want continuously. Joyful noise. It allows you to speak up. It allows you to express yourself in a way that is vibrant and new and inclusive of all parts of yourself, yet diverse in the different perspectives of you and the environment that you have crafted for that as well, to get more in tuned, right? So for sorrowful, we want to use amber, celestine, shiva ligma, and chrysocolla. For loving, we want to use rose quartz, green malachite, kunzite, rubiolite, tourmaline. I'm not good with the name, so bless my heart, bless my soul. For joyful, we want to use leopardite, hiddenite, gold, and chrysanthemum stone. So these are the emotions that we will be going through. These are the emotions that we want to feel, but it is all in a sense a guiding path and recognizing what's going on and having a deeper intuitive conversation with ourselves, okay? Perfect. Alrighty, so we're just gonna go ahead and get some final messages, some final words of encouragement, and things to look out for. One of these cards is not like the other. I know I just seen a card flipped over. Yeah. Okay. So Spirit, let's go ahead and get a final message out. These cards do not want to be shown. There we go. Final messages that you have for us, Spirit, for the week. Sometimes sticks do not want to be broken in. Excuses only satisfy the people making them. You are quite stagnant. Again, we want to plan, we want to strategize, we want to think about what we want to do, and like what we are actually asking for, we're going to get, and we're going to have to change the way that we think. That is excuses on excuses. We have to admit things. We have to be open. We have to be honest. And again, excuses only satisfy the people making them, because again, they're not being truthful. So we also have to drop that facade. We have to also be real and have that realization of what is happening for us and what's going on in our lives, and actually moving towards that. Okay. Protect your light by diving into your shadow. Again, I know I spelled some things wrong. Don't mind that. Mind this. But protect your light by diving into your shadow. And what that means is you will be rooted in yourself. You'll understand yourself. You'll know yourself. And that'll also help you with creating decisions in the future further, setting more boundaries, choosing yourself, not feeling guilty or feeling like there's going to be a loss from actually choosing yourself or settling for trash. It's a matter of understanding why and being truthful in the why, being truthful in the when, being truthful in what I'm going to do. So dive into your shadow, so that way no matter what, your shadow's always with you. You're going to understand and know whom and you are in that sense. Nobody should know you better than you. Okay? I don't know why, but I heard something. Bitch, pipe down, eat this mental. This is about, again, self-reflection, going into yourself, especially with the card saying that this is the final decision. Choose wisely. The final verdict, choose wisely. You want to, again, understand yourself, especially since a lot of the intuitive emotions, again, is the first brain, our first thought, our subconscious, our innate feeling, that things that push us, that drives us. So we want to, again, self-reflect, go inside and recognize the life that we're leading. Is it a reflection of what we say or what we speak or how we act? Let's get one more card, Spirit. Time to stay within balance for your mind, body, soul. Don't neglect one for the other. Yes. Again, mind, body, soul, make sure that they're all in balance. And why I'm feeling this intuitively, as we've seen, it starts leaking out into the physical, into the energetic, into everything. So do not neglect one for the other. Don't be so about the body, the physical, what's so much happening out here that you forget about in here. Don't be so in here that you start losing sense of reality and things start collapsing. So again, there is a sense of balance, and having a balance all three is like a tricycle. Forever training, forever on a journey, forever learning, forever crafting your life for you, for your betterment. We're on training wheels, and that is okay. That is positive. Sometimes we go faster because there's an extra wheel, and we're still balanced because it's less than a car. But I don't know. What I was going with the last part. But yes, ignite the fire of passion with the breath of a new life. And again, that is just allowing us to be more open. Strategizing with that plan. Making a plan and strategizing is going to help you with manifest, because you're going to be able to see what you're planning and understand and have it written down. And that's going to ignite that fire inside of you. Like, damn, this is what I, yeah, I like this. This is what I need. Because soon our wants start to balance out and become our needs, and our needs start to balance out and become our wants. And that is so powerful, because all life should be in alignment, and there should be no confliction or confusion of the sort. Okay? So that was our reading for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you got something from it. Again, that is going to be for the week. So again, just be on the lookout for that and understanding that for yourself and how to move forward. I love you so much. And yeah.